Scales have come a long way measuring your weight. Smart scales can give you information about your body fat percentage, water weight, bone density and lean muscle mass, among other health metrics. Some even tell you the weather. In addition to displaying this information directly on the screen, the best smart scales link up to, usually free, apps that record your data and can help you identify trends over time. These apps can also help you meet your weight goals by monitoring your progress and letting you know where you stand each day. Number 5 on the Smart Scale Index S2. The Garmin Smarts 2 is the most expensive of the bunch, but the consistent readings and user-friendly display are worth the additional dollars. When you step on the scale, it registers your weight immediately, and then shows you a green checkmark in your initials, or username, shortly after to indicate that it's done registering the rest of your measurements. The scale also shows the change, in pounds, from the last measurement. Once you step off the scale, it toggles through all of your measurements on screen, while simultaneously sending them to the app where you can view the last measurements or historical data to track changes over time. Number 4 on the Smart Scale P1. The Smart Scale P1 choice for multiple users. It allows for 16 user profiles and will automatically detect who's using the scale, as long as there's at least a 6.6 pound difference between users. If there isn't, you'll have to connect the scale to each profile manually before weighing yourself, which is an extra step but only takes 30 seconds in the app. As for measurements, the scale is pretty consistent, with no more than a 0.5 pound difference between each use. It only displays weight on the screen, but in the app. Number 3 on the lid's Bluetooth Smart Scale. The Greater Goods scale is a sleek, mostly accurate option at a fair price. On screen, it displays your weight and then toggles through your BMI, muscle mass percentage, body fat percentage and water weight. Every time you weigh yourself, it automatically syncs with the free companion app, Weight Gurus. You can look at your average numbers for the month or dive into the specifics of each day. This is helpful for tracking your goals, which you input when you set up the app, and viewing historical data. Number 2 on the list. The Withings Body Scale that gives you the option to personalize your display. You can choose from the usual suspects: weight, body fat percentage, body water and BMI, or more out-of-the-box options like weather and daily steps. Information it pulls in from Apple Health or Google Fit, if you connect it. The readings were extremely consistent, matching up to each other and my control scale within 0.2 every time. It did take a bit longer for the scale to register the measurements than others on this list. Number 1 on the list. Base 2 Wireless Smart Scale. The cardio-based consistent scale of the bunch. Each measurement was spot on and the numbers never fluctuated more than 0.1 from each other within the same weigh-in series. It was also the only one that utilized haptic feedback, vibrating slightly when it was finished reading my measurements. The scale itself only displays weight, which I didn't love at first but I grew to prefer since it makes the display less busy and easier to read. For a more in-depth picture, each measurement automatically gets sent to the app where you can view your weight.